Great news, cartoon and football fans. My latest book, Fashion Girl 3.0, is now on sale. Look for it on Amazon, Barnes & Noble's website, iTunes, and other sites where books are sold. Later on in the video, I will give you a brief description of this new book.
The story you're about to see is a big, fat lie. No names have been changed to protect anybody.
Now in its 44th year in operation, combining cartoons and football together since 1981. This is America's first and foremost fantasy football league. We are the USCFL, the United States Cartoon Football League.
Let's get ready to rumble!
And now, the USCFL Network, in association with YouTube, presents the USCFL Postgame Show. Here's once again is Robbie Graham.
Greetings, cartoon and football fans. This is Robbie Graham of the USCFL Network bringing you the action and highlights of Week 10 of the USCFL's 2024 season. If you're joining us for the first time, may we extend to you a cordial welcome, and we hope you'll enjoy everything this channel has to offer. We also invite you to take a moment to subscribe to this channel and join our team. We strive to be one of YouTube's least offensive channels by providing a different spin about your favorite cartoon characters from the past and present that doesn't reflect on their true legacies. If your favorite character or characters aren't mentioned in our videos, please leave a comment and we will answer your questions. Also be sure to ring the bell to alert you of when we put up any new videos. The USCFL is on Patreon, and you can help support us for as low as $3 US a month to as much as $5 US a month, which averages out to 10 to 17 cents a day. In time, we can offer merchandise and other perks to help show your love for America's oldest fantasy football league. As for my new book, you will have to purchase the book from the website of your choice. It is available in 3 forms: paperback, hardcover, and in digital form. The paperback version will sell for $20.99 US dollars. The hardcover version will sell for $43.99 US dollars because of the extra material used. And in digital form, it's $7.99 US dollars. Again, at the end of this video, I will briefly describe the synopsis for this new book. In 1 minute, we will talk about and present the highlights of Game 19 between the Dick All-Stars and the Cartoon Network All-Stars from Newark, New Jersey.
When I go to Paris, I feel like a duchess.
Bonjour, madame, j'aimerais. Celle-ci en 37, s'il vous plaît.
Welcome back. This week's games will determine who will advance to the quarterfinals and who is done for the season. Who will join DreamWorks and Team Canada this week? In New Jersey, the Dick All-Stars played in their first road game in their short history, and they didn't disappoint their fans as they not only defeated Cartoon Network, they put up the highest scoring game so far this season. Dick got on the board first as Sonic the Hedgehog threw a 6-yard touchdown pass to Susie Mirage Young from Cops for her first USCFL touchdown to go up 7-0. 5 minutes later, Mati of Captain Planet put up a field goal to go up 10-0. Less than 2 minutes later, Susan Tess of Johnny Tess put up a field goal of her own to trail 10-3 after the first quarter. It was all Dick in the second quarter, and it began with a pair of Mati field goals to extend the lead 16-3. With over a minute left in the half, Dick scored 3 times in a 61-second period. Amy Rose from Sonic the Hedgehog, who is normally the kick returner, played defense on special teams and recovered a fumble and ran it in from 17 yards out to go up 23-3. With 35 seconds left, Sonic threw a second touchdown pass to Dennis the Menace to extend the lead 30-3. With 16 seconds left, Sarah Phillips from Liberty's Kids intercepted a Johnny Bravo pass and ran it back for a pick six from 43 yards out for her first USCFL touchdown to go into halftime leading 37-3. Mati put up another pair of field goals for the only scores of the third quarter as Dick was up 43-3. In the fourth quarter, Archie Andrews ran in from 2 yards out to extend the lead further, 50-3. Cartoon Network finally put up a score after giving up 47 unanswered points. Backup linebacker Mandy from the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy recovered a fumble and ran it in from 31 yards out to trail 50-10. With 7 minutes left, Dick ended the onslaught as Sonic threw his third touchdown pass to Guy from Captain Planet to win 57-10. Dick will advance to the quarterfinals and will most likely go back home. Cartoon Network is eliminated from the tournament and finishes in 14th place. As for the stats in this bloodbath, beginning with Dick, Sonic finished 35 of 51 for 391 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Archie Andrews rushed for 167 yards on 33 carries and 1 touchdown. Susie Mirage Young led the receivers as she caught 11 passes for 118 yards and 1 touchdown. Heathcliff led the defense with 5 tackles and 1 assist. Sarah Phillips, the player of the game, had 2 tackles, 7 assists, 1 interception, 2 forced fumbles, and the pick six she had in the second quarter. Mati finished with 21 points. For Cartoon Network, Johnny Bravo finished 19 of 43 for 195 yards and 5 interceptions. Steven Universe rushed for 123 yards on 25 carries. Bubbles of the Powerpuff Girls led the receivers as she caught 4 passes for 53 yards. The Ice King of Adventure Time led the defense with 8 tackles and 11 assists. Susan Tess finished with 4 points. And here is the highlights of this lopsided game, courtesy of EA Sports. In 1 minute, we will talk about and present the highlights of Game 20 between the Classic Cartoon All-Stars and the Marvel Comics All-Stars from Chicago.
Standing there, all alone, staring at that silly cell phone, all dressed up, no place to go. Hey baby, come to my show. Fashion girl, take me away. Fashion girl, to another place.
Welcome back. It's hard to believe, even in this league, that only one team is left who is undefeated. And that team is the surprising Marvel Comics All-Stars. We predicted before the season began that they will finish in 6th place after going the last 2 seasons at or near the bottom and being eliminated in the 3rd round. But for this round 3 matchup with the Classic Cartoon All-Stars in Chicago, Marvel Comics are proving to be a contender this season. In the first quarter, Underdog got the Classics off with a long field goal to go up 3-0. For the rest of the first half, it was all Marvel Comics as She-Hulk threw a 49-yard touchdown pass to the Amazing Spider-Man, who caught the ball off of a Classics defender deflection and take a 7-3 lead. A Spider-Woman field goal closed out the first quarter as Marvel Comics led 10-3. In the second quarter, Underdog and Spider-Woman each put up their second field goal to close out the first half, 13-6 in favor of Marvel Comics. In the third quarter, Spider-Woman's third field goal extended the lead 16-6. 4 minutes later, Wolverine of the X-Men ran in from 20 yards out to go up 23-6. 5 minutes later, She-Hulk and Spider-Man connected for the second time from 13 yards out to take a commanding 30-6 lead at the end of the third quarter. The fourth quarter began as Wolverine scored for the second time from 11 yards out as Marvel Comics went up 37-6 with under 14 minutes left to play. More than 5 minutes later, Sherman from Rocky and Bullwinkle, filling in for Chilly Willy, ran into the end zone from 18 yards out to trail 37-13. 2 minutes later, Woody Woodpecker threw a 50-yard touchdown pass to Betty Boop, and with a successful 2-point conversion, the Classics trailed 37-21. Less than a minute later, She-Hulk and Spider-Man connected for the third time as she threw a 75-yard touchdown pass for a 44-21 lead. Underdog's third field goal with under 3 minutes left was all the Classics could get as Marvel Comics won 44-24. Marvel Comics will go on to the quarterfinals while the Classics are eliminated from the tournament and finishes in 13th place. As for the stats in this game, beginning with the Classics, Woody Woodpecker finished 31 of 47 for 280 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. Chilly Willy rushed for 118 yards on 26 carries. Betty Boop led the receivers as she caught 6 passes for 105 yards and 1 touchdown. Gabby Gator led the defense with 7 tackles and 4 assists. Underdog finished with 10 points. For Marvel Comics, She-Hulk, the player of the game, finished 25 of 33 for 337 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. She also rushed for 116 yards on 10 carries. Wolverine rushed for 168 yards on 29 carries and 2 touchdowns. Spider-Man led the receivers as he caught 8 passes for 163 yards and 3 touchdowns. Ghost Rider led the defense with 5 tackles and 4 assists. Spider-Woman finished with 14 points. And here's the highlights of this game, courtesy of EA Sports. In 1 minute, we will continue our series of player profiles with 3 little girls who made a big splash in the late 1990s as we will profile the Powerpuff Girls. Welcome back. You know the saying, little girls are made of sugar, spice, and everything nice. That may be true, but when you add a dose of chemical X to that, you get this week's players as we will profile the Powerpuff Girls, who, as their slogan said, fighting crime before bedtime.
The Powerpuff Girls is an American superhero animated television series created by animator Craig McCracken and produced by Hanna-Barbera, later Cartoon Network Studios, for Cartoon Network. The show centers on Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup, 3 kindergarten-aged girls with superpowers. They live in the fictional city of Townsville with their father and creator, a scientist named Professor Utonium, and are frequently called upon by the city's mayor to help fight nearby criminals and other enemies using their powers. While attending his second year at CalArts in 1992, McCracken created a short film, Whoop-Ass Stew, about a trio of child superheroes known as the Whoop-Ass Girls, which was only shown at festivals. Following the name change to the Powerpuff Girls, McCracken submitted his student film to Cartoon Network, who aired the series' refined pilot, Meet Fuzzy Lumpkins, in its animation showcase program World Premiere Tunes on February 20th. 1995, along with its follow-up, Crime 101, on January 28th, 1996. Network executives gave McCracken the green light for a full series, which debuted as a cartoon on November 18th, 1998. The Powerpuff Girls aired on Cartoon Network for 6 seasons, 3 specials, and a feature film, with the final episode airing on March 25th, 2005. A total of 78 episodes were produced, in addition to the 2 pilots, a Christmas special, the film, a 10th anniversary special, and a special episode in computer animation. Various spin-off media include an anime, 3 CD soundtracks, a home video collection, comic books, a series of video games, a 2016 reboot series, and an upcoming second reboot, as well as various licensed merchandise. The series has been nominated for 6 Emmy Awards, 9 Annie Awards, and a Kids' Choice Award during its run. The show revolves around the adventures of 3 kindergarten-aged girls with an array of various superpowers: Blossom, Pink, Bubbles, Blue, and Buttercup, Green. The plot of an episode is usually some humorous variation of standard superhero and tokusatsu shows, with the girls using their powers to defend their town from villains and giant monsters. In addition, the girls have to deal with the normal issues that young children face, such as sibling rivalries, loose teeth, personal hygiene, going to school, bedwetting, or dependence on a security blanket. Episodes often contain hidden references to older pop culture, especially noticeable in the episode Meet the Beat-Alls, which is a homage to the Beatles. The cartoon always tries to keep different ideas within each episode with some small tributes and parodies thrown in. The show is set mainly in the city of Townsville, USA. Townsville is depicted as a major American city, with a cityscape consisting of several major skyscrapers. In his review of the Powerpuff Girls movie, movie critic Bob Longino of the Atlanta Journal-Constitution said, "The intricate drawings emanate 1950s futuristic pizzazz like a David Hockney scenes cape, and that the show is one of the few American creations that is both gleeful pop culture and exquisite high art." As depicted in the opening sequence of each episode, the Powerpuff Girls Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup were created by Professor Utonium in an attempt to create the perfect little girl, using a mixture of sugar, spice, and everything nice. However, he accidentally spilled a mysterious substance called Chemical X into the mixture, creating 3 girls and granting them superpowers, including flight, superhuman strength, superhuman speed, superhuman senses, limited invulnerability, X-ray vision, red heat vision, energy projection, space survivability, and thermal resistance. In the original concept, the accidental substance was a can of Woo Pass, which was replaced by Chemical X in the television show. The 3 girls all have abnormally large eyes inspired by Margaret Keane's art, and stubby arms and legs, and lack of noses, ears, fingers, flat feet, toes, and necks. McCracken preferred them to look more symbolic of actual children rather than going for a realistic look, meaning fewer body parts were needed. Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup normally wear dresses that match the colors of their eyes with black stripes, as well as white stockings and black Mary Janes. The closing theme to the cartoon offers a nutshell description of the 3 Powerpuff Girls' personalities: Blossom, Commander, and the leader. Bubbles, she is the joy and the laughter. Buttercup, she is the toughest fighter. They individually represent body, mind, and spirit. Blossom, voiced by Kathy Cavadini, is the self-appointed leader of the Powerpuff Girls. Her personality ingredient is everything nice. Her signature color is pink, and she has long red-orange hair with a red bow. She was named for having spoken freely and honestly to the professor shortly after her creation as shown in the Powerpuff Girls movie. She is often seen as the most level-headed and composed member of the group, and also strong and determined. Her unique abilities include ice breath, microscopic vision, lightning bolts, and advanced intelligence. She is also an exceptional leader, master strategist, and apt planner. Bubbles, voiced by Tara Strong in the series, and by Kath Soucie in the What a Cartoon episodes, is the softest and sweetest of the 3. Her personality ingredient is sugar, her signature color is blue, and she has blonde hair and pigtails. Bubbles is seen as kind and very sweet, but she is also capable of extreme rage and can fight monsters just as well as her sisters can. Her best friend is a stuffed octopus doll she calls Octi, and she also loves animals. She exhibits the ability to both understand multiple languages and communicate with various animals. Her unique powers are projecting powerful sonic screams and creating a shockwave of thunder with a single clap from her hands. Buttercup, voiced by E.G. Daly, is described as a tough, hot-headed tomboy. Her personality ingredient is spice. Her signature color is green, and she has short black hair in a flip. She loves to get dirty, fights hard, and plays rough. She does not plan and is all action. Her unique powers are curling her tongue, spinning into a tornado, and creating fireballs by rubbing her hands together until smoke comes out, which forms a flaming ball that she throws at an opponent. McCracken originally wanted to name the character Bud until a friend suggested the name Buttercup. During Craig McCracken's first year in the character animation program of CalArts, he wanted to produce an animated short film based on a wrestler-type character he made named El Fuego. In June 1991, he drew 3 girls with large eyes, visually inspired by the paintings of Margaret Keane, on a small sheet of orange construction paper as a birthday card design for his brother. Looking for some diversity and balance in the drawing, he had created a blonde, a redhead, and a brunette. He liked how cute they looked and turned them into superheroes, thus replacing the aforementioned wrestler. The following year, the girls starred on McCracken's animated short Woo Pass stew, the Woo Pass Girls in A Sticky Situation. Initially, McCracken wanted to animate all 4 Woo Pass Girls shorts, but only one was produced. McCracken's shorts were selected to be shown at Spike and Mike's Sick and Twisted Festival of Animation in 1994. While he was working on Two Stupid Dogs in 1992, McCracken's Whoop-Ass Girls short was picked up for a series by Cartoon Network. The name Whoop-Ass was dropped for inclusion as part of the What a Cartoon Animated Shorts Showcase. McCracken explained that Cartoon Network executives believed no one would make a children's show with the word ass in it, so the title changed to the Powerpuff Girls and the can of Whoop-Ass was renamed Chemical X. McCracken's new short, titled The Powerpuff Girls in Meet Fuzzy Lumpkins, aired as part of the network's world premiere tune-in on February 20th, 1995. The short was not as popular as Dexter's Laboratory, a project McCracken and former classmate Jendi Tartakovsky, who also directed many episodes of the Powerpuff Girls, worked on together, being the most popular of the shorts. Dexter's Laboratory was the first to be greenlit by the network. Furthermore, McCracken's cartoon did not do well with a test audience composed by 11-year-old boys. They were saying, "This is stupid. Little girls can't be heroes," he recalled in 1999. They also found the girls' designs to be disturbing, which caused McCracken to panic and attempt to redesign them in a more realistic style. However, Cartoon Network executive Mike Lazo convinced McCracken to stay true to his original vision and allowed him to produce a second Powerpuff Girls short titled Crime 101, which aired on What a Cartoon in early 1996. Veteran ABC announcer Ernie Anderson, who narrated the pilot episodes and died of cancer in 1997, was replaced by Tom Kenny when it became a series. Following the second short, Cartoon Network picked up the Powerpuff Girls for a regular animated series. McCracken said that the show did not go through a large development process, but he was advised to change the name of the three main characters to Pink, Blue, and Green, since the network executives found it hard to differentiate them by Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup. Instead, he put together a Bible for the show, explaining the essential aspects of the characters. The Powerpuff Girls series debuted on November 18, 1998, and was the highest-rated premiere in Cartoon Network's history at the time. During its run, the series consistently scored the highest rating for an original series each week for the network across a wide range of demographics, from young children to adults. In October 2000, Cartoon Network credited the series for its Friday night primetime ratings win among cable networks. By the end of 2000, merchandising based on this series encompassed a whole variety of products, including t-shirts, toys, video games, lunchboxes, and dishware. Concerning the show's success, Craig McCracken has stated, "I thought it would get on Cartoon Network and college kids would watch it, and there would be a few random t-shirts out there in the rave scene or in record shops. But I had no idea that it would take off to this extent." The cost per each episode was $500,000. A theatrical film based on the show, the Powerpuff Girls movie, was also commissioned that year and was released July 3, 2002. The film received positive reviews from critics, but was a commercial failure, earning $16 million worldwide against its $11 million budget. The production of the film also marked the series' switch from traditional cel animation to the digital ink and paint technique. Following the series' fourth season, the closing of Hanna-Barbera Productions, and the death of its executive William Hanna in 2001, along with the muted reception to the Powerpuff Girls movie, McCracken left the series to focus on developing his next animated series for the network, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, leaving Chris Savino to take his place while production of the Powerpuff Girls was moved to Cartoon Network Studios. The show's last original run episode was on March 25, 2005. In all, 6 seasons were made. Cartoon Network had offered to give McCracken and Savino a 7th season of the series, but they believed 6 was enough and that the series had run its course. Much of the people who worked on the new seasons also worked on seasons 3 and 4 of Dexter's Laboratory, but included other new crew members, such as Thurup Van Orman, who went on to create the Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack in 2008. All of the original episodes were hand-drawn and produced at the Korean studio Rough Draft Studios, except the What a Cartoon shorts, with the first one being animated at Animal House in Japan and the second being animated at Phil Cartoons in the Philippines. James L. Venable, Thomas Chase, and Steve Rucker composed the opening theme of the series, and Scottish band Vis performed the ending theme song, as played during the credits. The opening theme uses a sped-up drum break sample of Funky Drummer, performed by Clyde Stubblefield. In August 2008, McCracken revealed on his DeviantArt account, as had been announced in that year's Comic-Con, that he was working with Cartoon Network on a new half-hour The Powerpuff Girls special to celebrate the series' 10th anniversary. Titled The Powerpuff Girls Rule, it aired on the Pan-Euro Cartoon Network on November 29, 2008, during the Powerpuff Girls birthday marathon, and in the United States on January 19, 2009, as part of its 10th anniversary marathon. Unlike previous episodes of the series, the special was animated using Adobe Flash at Cartoon Network Studios. It also provides a glimpse of Cerebellum's face as an Easter egg, which at the time could be captured with a TiVo digital video recorder. Originally an idea for Season 4, the special was meant to be the final episode of the series, but Cartoon Network was against giving their series a definitive ending at the time. In a 2000 Entertainment Weekly review, Mark Bernardine complimented the show on its spot-on pop culture acumen and unparalleled sense of fun, giving it a warm welcome from earlier, lame, superhero cartoons that he grew up with. Peter Marks of the New York Times noted the show's use of adult humor and pop culture references, declaring it the sort of playful satire that can appeal as much to a viewer of 37 as 7. Jolie Herman of Common Sense Media described the show as a cute, highly stylized series that thrills the senses with its strange characters, funny situations, and lots of lowbrow humor. She went on to say, however, that the show does go from innocent to violent in no time, and that there's not much protecting young viewers against the violent undertones. Robert Lloyd of the LA Times said that the series might be transgressive, based on little violence, but also cute. In another review, he had called it perfectly drawn, perfectly written, and perfectly voiced. The show began airing at the height of the girl power trend in entertainment media. The Powerpuff Girls were often compared to the likes of Sailor Moon, Lara Croft, and Buffy the Vampire Slayer, who are also strong and heroic female leads. Craig McCracken argued that he did not create the show to fill a gap in the market encompassed by the girl power slogan, but that its true vehicle was good, strong characters that made for good storytelling. However, he did believe that it gained momentum from being considered a girl power cartoon and that it became successful among boys and girls for the inclusion of action scenes. Terrence Briggs of Animation World Network noted that, at the very least, Powerpuff Girls works as an interesting comic deviation from the more sexual presences of other fictional heroines. TV Guide chose the Powerpuff Girls as number 13 in a list of the 50 greatest cartoon characters of all time. IGN ranked the series 18th in its top 25 primetime animated series of all time list in 2006. Delta Express promoted the series by having a Boeing 737-232 jet painted with a special livery featuring the characters Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup on its exterior. The plane's inaugural flight was held at Logan International Airport in Boston, Massachusetts, on July 17, 2000. In 2002, the aircraft was repainted with a different Powerpuff Girls theme to promote the Powerpuff Girls movie. The Powerpuff Girls series has won 2 Primetime Emmys, 2 Annie Awards, and including those 4 wins, has been nominated a total of 16 times for various awards. As for their time in the USCFL, the Powerpuff Girls, along with the Cartoon Network All-Stars, joined the league in 2010. Blossom and Buttercup serve as the top wide receivers for the team. Bubbles is the team's third-string receiver. Their receiving abilities have made them one of the best receiving tandems in the league, despite the team's overall performance. As 2024 marks their 15th year in the league, they try as they might to help Cartoon Network hoist the Walt Disney Trophy. We have a video made for them, but we can't show it. But if you would like to see it, please send us an email at uscflnetwork@gmail.com, and we will send it to you with our compliments. Whether it's fighting crime or catching touchdowns, The Powerpuff Girls prove that a little sugar, spice, and everything nice along with a big dose of chemical X goes a long way. In 1 minute, we will reveal the answer to last week's trivia question, this week's question, and a preview of next week's games.
Что свечей, твоя грация, ориентиры страстей, острый бритвый взгляд, ясней, чем кристалл, и все говорят, ты тверже, чем металл. Fashion girl, огонь и грация, твои глаза магнит, и парили лета. Fashion girl.
Welcome back. Now for the answer to last week's trivia question. We asked that in the SpongeBob episode, Keep Bikini Bottom Beautiful, Squidward is often ticketed for littering. And how many of these tickets did he get? If you guessed 10 tickets, you're correct. Every time Squidward tried to collect trash, he got a ticket. Even his rival Squilliam Fancyson and SpongeBob both got 1 ticket for the same offense. You don't have to live in Bikini Bottom to realize that littering is a crime and you can get a ticket or pay a fine for it. Now for this week's question. The category is Let's Make Whoopee. The degree of difficulty is veteran. Before you scoff at the category tile, this question isn't about that. It's about a cartoon character named Phineas J. Whoopee. His advice and wisdom was often called upon by which of the following characters? Is the correct answer A, Bullwinkle, B, Underdog, C, Gumby, or D, Tennessee Tuxedo? We will have the answer for you next week. And now we'll wrap things up for Week 10 of the USCFL's 2024 season. Next week, we will talk about and present the highlights of Game 21 between the Fox All-Stars and the Warner Brothers All-Stars from Philadelphia, and the highlights of Game 22 between the Nickelodeon All-Stars and the DC Comics All-Stars in a Round 1 rematch from Kansas City, along with another player profile in the USCFL. And until next Sunday, and I hope we can put it out on Sunday, this is Robbie Graham of the USCFL Network wishing you peace. Take care and stay safe. And as Fashion Girl would say, stay stylish.
All the characters and franchises mentioned throughout this webcast remains the copyright of their respective owners. They were used for the purpose of entertainment and or education, and therefore no breach of any copyright laws were intended. This webcast is protected under copyright and must not be rewritten, re-recorded, rebroadcast or re-uploaded in whole or in part without the prior written consents of First and 10 Productions, the American Association of Animation, and the United States Cartoon Football League. Copyright 2024.
Pick up a copy of my new book, Fashion Girl 3.0, the 4th book of the Fashion Girl series. Unlike the previous 3 books I wrote, in which it contained a series of short stories. This is my first full-fledged novel. Read about and meet Daphne Sandra Bates, daughter and granddaughter of the previous Fashion Girls, and becomes the third woman to be called Fashion Girl. Follow Miss Bates as she learns what it takes to be a superheroine, her trials and tribulations, her presentation to the world, her first mission, and a final battle with her mother makes this story a must-read. This book is for mature audiences over the age of 18. It is now available on Amazon, iTunes, Barnes & Noble's website, and other sites where books are sold. This book is available in paperback, hardcover, and digital formats. The torch has been passed to the next generation of style chicks. Read about Fashion Girl 3.0. Fashion Girl is an intellectual property of the United States Cartoon Football League.